Hey all you fellow commanders, VoRCasts signing in. Today what we've got for you is a game between Voodoo and Keezer on the 1v1 ladder at our FAF client. It's a Cybern vs. Cybern matchup, and the map they're playing on is a new one to the recent ladder rotation, and that's the Pyramid, a traditionally 4v4 map. So let's head on over to the battlegrounds. Also, another note, I was having a look at their rating. They're both top 15. Keezer's top 10, I believe 9th rank right now, and Voodoo in 11th place. So, hopefully this should be a pretty interesting match. Let's have a look at the builds. Oh, Keezer hasn't played this in ladder before, by the looks of it, because he didn't know it was here. Alright, Voodoo's off to Land Factory. 3 mexes and a power gen. Or the power gen first, rather. Sure, it'll be Hydro right after. And power gen. 2 mexes from Keezer after his Land Factory. Definitely is a different sort of map for 1v1. It's a lot of space everywhere, a lot of reclaim. Yeah, a lot of reclaim. And, a lot of hydrocarbons too, actually. That's a few different ways you can utilize that. Looks like rushing the hydro, and it's going to be pretty early, quick land span. The engineers are on their way to go capture as many mexes as possible. Over here from Keezer, he's finishing that up unassisted. Got some reclaim, or rather attack orders for these engineers to gather some rocks from the edges. It's going to be a heavy power build. I was suspecting an air factory to come right after, seeing power like that. And that'll be done by these 2 engineers, and the commanders moved on to throw down a couple factories. Land factories, that is. Score separated by about 100 points. Just under, rather. Well, it's getting closer. Anyways, still moving out. Still no raiding units popping out of these factories or anything to really be worried about. Huh. I guess we're all just gonna chill for the first few minutes of this match. There's so much space and so much mass to be collected. That's the priority. They want the bigger war machines to march forth with. Speed it up just a bit since I've run out of things to tell you. Yeah, I got 4 land factories. He's finally gonna go with air now. Still down here from Keezer is nothing but engineers. He's got 3 land factories. Only 1.5 less, really. But he is pumping out the air. Very similar for expansion. I think they're both missing equal amount of mexes down here. The one difference is Voodoo seems to be focusing on hydrocarbons, whereas Keezer hasn't touched his other ones. Oh, and that was a scout that just flew right over that transport. I wonder if he was being attentive. I'd say he was. That looks like coming right in. Able to drop some of its engineers that it's planning to. Definitely useful. There's only 2 on there, so it's gonna head back now. I guess grab some more for the next load up here probably. But it won't get to make that trip. Some harassment going down at the top. Small engagement looks like he might lose an engineer. Definitely is over here, completely unprotected. Not a huge consequence. I mean, it always hurts to lose one of those expanding engineers, but it's not going to cost him the game at this point. So much reclaim everywhere. You can get an engineer out there in a short time to pick it up after whatever maxes it was after. And it looks like Keyser had none of the similar problems that Voodoo was facing. His transport was safely able to drop every engineer it meant to. But I do notice there's these scouts. Look at that. That's quite the zigzag pattern. That's gonna give him some pretty good intel. Coverage of the whole map until they start getting shot down. Unless Keyser is gonna use his air actively, which he's not even. He doesn't even see that. He doesn't have any idea. Just sees scouts coming by now and then. But for Voodoo, that's quite the field of intel. I imagine that's not cheap coming out though. 5 mass a second for intel. I might do that if it was wrapped around a max with 3 other land packs. That might. But no, I do love that. I love the amount of intel he's getting. He has perfect field of view of everything on the map. He can make the best decisions when you have perfect intelligence. You look out at a glance and there it is. T2 land factory. Don't know if I see any out on the field already. That might have just got T2. Might have missed it. And he's already got a T2 power gen down, and he's heading T3 on his land factory. Wonder how far behind, or if that'll be something he rushes for as well. Seems to be a big common thing. One thing I've seen in chat over and over is something about loyalist spam, early loyalists. Maybe that's why everyone's going cybering these days. Who knows? I've missed that trend. Maybe I'll catch in on it shortly. An abundance of mass. He's assisting that, building other stuff. There's no shortage. Oh, and here we are. We've got engineers up in the middle where there's just truckloads and truckloads of mass sitting there for anyone to come grab. Looks like Keyser's focused more on fighting into the core. You see engineers everywhere. Left the middle to Voodoo for the time though. For the time being, that is. And a little bit of harassment. There's no unit in sight to cover this stuff. They all seem to be not where they need to be. They're not far. Alright, speed this up a tad. Just small engagements going on. T2 and T1 versus a decent little pile of Mantis. Just seen some more Mantis come to their doom down to this PD and these units here. So Voodoo's got the upper edge score-wise right now. Mass and power. Every regard. So he must be doing everything right. Let's go back in. And the loyalist spam pushes forth. Where's the spam? Must have just be that's the first one maybe? Let's have a gander. The mantises, the manti, and just the one loyalist. Yep, that is the first. Go back down here and Keyser is already pumping out many. He is heavily assisting that land factory. I guess that's the difference right now. Just some less engineers. Not bad though. They'll make up for it. looks like Keeter's working more on land control, trying hard to get every max. Both build them and destroy them. Well, let's make quick work of Matty. I'm actually surprised in how decently rhinos are doing there. That's not too shabby at all. Oh, looks like Voodoo on the engineer battle over here. I thought that was going to be Keezer's position as well. Wow, no. Okay, just 4. I thought there was more. It's all good. Voodoo does seem to have the bigger eco. Yeah, okay, he has 8. They're just spread out. They're not so centralized. Let's go back to Keezer. How many? No, wow. No, he has 17. So that heavy assist over here is making up all the difference. And not just the heavy assist, but these slave factories. 2 of which are on the T2 max here. Always handy. Save yourself mass where you can. The adjacency is worth using in this era of FAF. And the loyalists are coming into probably their doom. Their numbers are not strong enough for that engagement. Not seeing any big plans. Maybe experimental going down shortly. There's a lot of mass kicking around. Somebody's got to be thinking about it. Engineers still just cleaning up everywhere. They can find the opportunity. Bit of extra harassment. T1 bombers. At T3 land on a field, but T1 bombers still have a place. Why not? We can do something. Looks like. Those loyalists were sent to their death by the looks of it. I had no chance. Numbers weren't that bad, just there was no attentiveness paid. It's alright, there's enough going on in the match. Just the streams of loyalists, they seem to be non-stop from both players. At least I'm seeing slave factories from Voodoo as well, which should definitely help with the production number wise when it comes to the loyalist spam on the field. Definitely is falling behind slightly. And with the loyalists growing in numbers on the field, the harassment game has just been stepped up. Really, it's getting harder and harder for players to keep all these extra T1 maxes they have on the outer edges. It's really becoming more about your core area and reclaim, I'm sure. Especially once piles of loyalist wrecks start mounting. And gotta love that EMP on death. Oh yeah, good times. Life is life. And is that critical? Nope, probably not. Raz and T3 power only just saved him a bit of time and caused him a small fraction of mass. Sure, he's not concerned. Like I said, it's definitely getting harder for the players to hold on to these mechs, but not for a lack of trying. There's engineers heading out there trying to. No, the engineers are reclaiming. Forget about the mechs. Bigger fish to fry, bigger things to look at. Must have lost some build power. Or just need something convenient on the fly. And we have a monkey lord nearly done. I knew there'd be a experimental kicking around sooner or later. Now to mass and just T3 on the field. T3 air over here for Voodoo. That could prove useful if he spots the monkey lord early enough too. Then he could always take it down with some whalers, or really there's a number of good area units you could choose to deal with it. And his monkey lord is finished. I'm gonna speed this up a bit to see where it heads. Air's coming in to deal with these little menacing bombers that really probably aren't achieving much, especially if they were attacking the whalists. Bit of an engagement here. Looks like really he's just pushing them off of his doorstep. So go away, leave me in peace. I'm trying to eco and build T3 air. Can't you just leave me alone? Let's see, all T2 maxes in the core area, and all the outer maxes have basically just been left alone because they're vulnerable. And now, so is this corridor. It's all good movement to intercept, good reaction time, good placement. I mean, it's working, that's all that matters. Except now this army's gonna walk through the front gate and clear a path for the impending Monkey Lord of Doom. So, give her a bit of speed. No, his forces are starting to build up. Should be able to slow it down for a second. Make it have to dance instead of just keep walking forward. Even though the numbers are different, the player still has to engage. Still has to consider what else is around. Speaking of which, let's see what he has for intel. And that's exactly it. He doesn't know what he's walking into. He sees that grouping, stuff here, and he just assumes that there's at least an equal force here, or at least half, because almost always have to prepare and expect the worst. It's good to prepare for. It's good to expect. At least half the time you're right. And looks like Voodoo has his own Monkey Lord nearly online. 37,000 hit points. Should be done in time from what I'm seeing between all those hives. That oh yeah, not even a problem. Didn't even need to build some air to take care of that. He went full on air just to deal with all these interceptors. He earlier realized he clearly lost the air battle, so take control of that front again. It looks like deciding for another experimental was no sooner finished the Monkey Lord. Ooh, that was a sad way, I think, to lose some hit points off the Monkey Lord. If it hurt it, I'm not sure. Nice though. Monkey Lord able to get the kill and stay alive. It's regenning pretty quick. It's doing alright. And it looks like this pile of loyalists is gonna be contained. Kinda surprised, that almost looked like a threatening force. It was marching forth, but I mean, it's still a bit of a problem, but not a huge issue. So you can just shoot that off with the Monkey Lord and keep on ecoing and reclaiming. You've got a Monkey Lord. That's not bad. Geezer has entire map control, but just keeps giving Mast and Voodoo should keep him in the game. And go for another Monkey Lord. Really safe bet, and Geezer's now at T3 himself. So those are the first couple of ASF. That was quick response if he wasn't already heading there. And looks like it was Loyalist made it in to do some damage after all. And then he took out. Oh no. Looks like gonna lose some more T3 power and that. Lucky, that probably would have hurt. See the power? Yeah. Wouldn't have been a make it or break it, but it would have been, or could have been bad if he needed to build any air. I would have left him only plus less than 500, I believe I seen. And doesn't look like there's much Flak or Sam's on the field. Geezer's seen that Soul Ripper yet. I'm surprised he's not spamming Sam's, because that is not a big enough pile. What do we have here? Good size force of Loyalists running right towards the EC. Just gonna quickly throw up some Cerebus point defenses. Yeah, as I say, T1 point defense are also very good against Loyalists. Better when they have their wall segments around them. Gonna run for the hills. Give himself that extra bit of time and distance so that the PD have a chance to do their damage. Really, he probably should have just ran away from this stuff, maybe charged in for that ACU. Hard to say. That's my thought. Oh, and looks like I've missed the important stuff. Soul Ripper has come in here and wrecked everything. Geezer has switched to building the T3 mobile anti-air. The SAMs have been destroyed. Is it gonna... instant control K for the engineers, not giving it vet. Power gens 2. He figures if he has any chance at all of bringing that thing down, has to happen before it gets vet. Like any decent player knows. I see no problem with that in the game. And that's all she wrote. Good game, Geezer. You had the whole map, and good game, Voodoo. You had that cyber tenacity. It's not over until it's over. Well done, guys. That's a lot of things to be learned from a match like that. Sometimes you just gotta go with what you got. Well, hopefully everyone enjoyed this one. If you liked it, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you have any ideas or suggestions for future casts. And hope to see you next time. Alright, we'll see you later, guys.